A study recorded the number of hours worked in a single week by a random sample of 30 employees at a large company. The company reports that the population standard deviation is known to be 6 hours. The data below represents the number of hours each employee worked during that week. Construct a 90% confidence interval for the population mean number of hours worked per week. So we need to find a 90% confidence interval for the mean. So that means we're using a Z interval or a T interval. Looking at the information that we have been given, we have an N that's 30, a sample of 30, and we're given that the population standard deviation is known to be 6 hours. Because we know what the population standard deviation is, that means we can use the Z interval. So the things that we need to know our sample size, which is 30. We need to know what our point estimate is, or our sample mean. We're not given it directly, but we can find it. We need to know what the population standard deviation is. That's given to us as 6. We need to know our confidence level, which is 90% or 0.9. And if you want to try doing this by hand, you will also need your Z critical. And your Z critical in this case will be 1.64. Now don't forget, you can get this on GeoGebra. And if you forget how to do that, you can look at the previous lesson. I show you how to do that. Now, the only thing that's missing here, we need to find our point estimate. So what we need to do in this case where it's not directly given to us like it was in the previous example, instead we're given the data, the raw data. So we're going to put this data in the spreadsheet in GeoGebra, and we can figure out what the X bar is. So we're back in GeoGebra. If you need to get back into where the confidence intervals are calculated, that's from your probability calculator, and then you choose the statistics tab up here at the top. We're using a Z estimate for the mean, so we're on the correct drop down. Now, we have to put in all this information, but we do need to figure out what our mean is first from the sample. So I'm going to pull up spreadsheet view. And in column A, I'm going to type in all of those data values from the question. So pause your video for a minute and enter in your 30 data values. Once you have your data values in there, you can highlight all of the values from 1 to 30, and you can come over here and click your histogram icon and choose one variable analysis. And then over here, you can click on the symbol for sigma x. That icon will give us our statistics. So the mean of the sample is shown here, 43.9333. So I'm going to start entering in my information for my confidence interval. Don't forget to check to make sure you're on the right drop-down option. If you're on the wrong one, you'll get the wrong answer. So we're doing a 90% confidence interval. The mean is what we just got, which is 43.9333. That was right here. We're going to put in our sigma, which the question told us was 6. We're going to put in our sample size, which is 30. And then down here at the bottom, it gives us our lower limit and our upper limit. and then it shows us what our error is as well. If you did it by hand, you can make sure that your error matches up with this, where you should have 1.8018. So we found that our confidence interval is 42.13 when we round it to two places, and our upper limit is 45.74. My statement or my conclusion would be, we are 90% confident that the true population mean lies between 42.13 hours and 45.74 hours.